Welcome in to Rock Hard Ball, part of the Dawgs Media Network at College Football Dawgs. Let's get rock hard. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to another edition of Rock Hard Ball. As always, I'm Karter. That is Weezy, or that way is Weezy, on that side of the screen. Excited to be here with you for another episode 15 here, as we're getting closer and closer to football being back, both professionally and collegiately. Got a great episode on deck for you tonight. A lot of Big Ten talk, because we had the Big Ten Media Days going on. We're also going to get into some NFL training camp news as well later on. And all that good stuff, a little bit of NBA news as well, and maybe even hit some Olympics. And of course, as always, we will wrap up with Rock Hard Takes and Kelly's Kinky Rankings. Exciting thing tonight here for Rock Hard Ball. It's the first time we've had a guest, and so we're going to bring him on now. We got Michael Brown here, a lead national columnist at College Football Dawgs. Michael, thanks for hopping on tonight. He's been at Big Ten Media Days.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know you haven't been at Media Days for the entirety of it, but you had a chance to be there today. To get things kind of kicked off, can you just let us know kind of what that was like, representing College Football Dawgs there, and just, kind of being in the atmosphere?
It was a pretty surreal moment. Walking into the stadium felt way different than what you were to walk in for like a game or something like that. They had all the jerseys lined up on the mannequins, all the trophies that pertain to Big Ten and the national championship, obviously. Sitting there, being able to listen to all the coaches speak was a really neat experience. And then getting that up close and personal opportunities to talk to some of the players and getting to see the coaches was a pretty neat experience.
Yeah, and then so did you get a chance to ask any questions, anything like that during some of the press conferences or?
During the press conference, I didn't get to ask any. I did attempt to, but he ended up answering the questions that I had anyway, so I really didn't have anything followed up with that. But that was for Kurt at IU. And then some of the players I got to chat with for a moment, but I've unfortunately never recorded them or put those into play. So it was kind of just like a side conversations.
Well, I guess now's kind of the chance. Is there any, the player conversation that you did want to share a little bit of, give some insight, I guess?
It was just kind of like just random stuff, it didn't really have to pertain to playing. It was just gotten to, introduce myself, get to talk to them. Makari Page, for instance, was very personable, answering, everybody's questions and stuff like that, and just kind of like shooting the shit on the side as you was leaving the podium. So
yeah. So Weezy, you're a Michigan man. Michael, you're a Michigan man too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Go Blue. I don't know, Weezy, you got anything to
go
ask
Blue.
about Michigan? Yeah.
Sure. I was just curious how you thought about Sherrone Moore, first time up there. How did you think he talked? Like, I saw some of the clips, he seemed very energetic.
From what I gathered, it felt like he's been there before. I think just being there last year as the interim and going to the national championship, he's a very professional coach, and he really knows what he's doing. I think what he's got going on this year is going to be, I don't know if you want to call it a surprise. We all got a taste of it last year at the end, and going 4-0, having two ranked wins. So I think they're sitting really good. I don't know if they'll repeat though, but I have hopes for it.
Yeah, I do. They're clearly getting disrespected, all season long.
We saw what happened last year. They got disrespected all year, and yet still went undefeated, national championship. So,
question I had, I guess. So Weezy and I, we've already done our kind of Big Ten predictions for this upcoming season in a previous episode, but just curious. Obviously, you're very in tune with the Big Ten. You cover a lot of them for College Football Dawgs. What's kind of just your general feel that you have for the conference, just in terms of what we've seen in the off season, and then also obviously being at Big Ten Media Days, what you've seen and heard, stuff like that?
It's definitely going to be very competitive this year, especially with the fact that you got Oregon, Washington, UCLA, and USC coming in this year. It's going to, I feel like it's going to have a different feel to it. We're going to get that Pac-12, I guess you could say the traditional air raid type of offenses, coming up and stacking up against the stout defenses in the Big Ten. I still feel like Ohio State has it set to win the Big Ten this year. And for as much as it hurts me to say, I think they can win the national championship. So go Bucks.
Jumping back to Michigan here for a second.
Yeah.
What was the thing that you were talking about pre-show?
Oh, yes. I don't know if it was from Media Day, but I saw Kirk Campbell made a comment about somebody asked him about Alex Orji, and he kind of just said, we want to get the ball in his hands, which is a little of a wild comment for a guy who, right now in the media's eyes, he is QB1, which thought maybe Tuttle is going to be the guy. So was there anything maybe that said, like, Orji might not be the starting quarterback going into fall?
I mean, Sharon wouldn't come out and say anything. Then again, I don't think he was ever asked directly. He did mention that there's no timeline on when or who it could be. But I mean, I'm going to be completely honest. I feel like Alex Orji it's his job to lose. Having that ability with the dual threat, I think it's his time to shine.
Yeah,
Even
I
though
agree.
Tuttle has been there and he's very well established as a QB, especially that pro style. But I mean, I guess it's just going to depend on what kind of offense they're going to run with. Are they going to stick with the run heavy offense like they have previously, or Ron got something else up his sleeve?
So you talked a little bit about the 4 teams coming over, and it's their first year in the Big Ten, stuff like that. Obviously, the team who is expected to do the worst this season and has the most question marks is UCLA. The thing that's been making all the rounds has been the Deshaun Foster opening press conference. What was your kind of just general thoughts on, how big of a deal is it that he, had a bad showing there in that first press conference? Do you kind of shrug it off, or do you think it's actually kind of a bad sign for a guy that people already thought was maybe too inexperienced to lead a Power 5 college football team?
I mean, it being his first time being in that limelight, it can be a little nerve-wracking. I understand that entirely. Whether he was prepared or not, stage fright is a thing, I guess. And I don't know. I guess we'll see as far as when the season starts. But as far as that press conference goes, it definitely was not one of the best I've seen.
Yeah, it's kind of just shocking, really, in general, because he comes out there and he's just like, for those who don't know, we're in LA, USC's our rival. It's just, again, yeah, not everybody's a great public speaker, but you would think, again, as a coach of a Power 4, I guess now, program, like, you would have something prepared to come out there in your first, media days, especially in a new conference.
I feel like I would assume they would go through some sort of like preparation, how to speak in front of everybody and stuff. And I heard he was a communications major. So I don't know if that was, I don't know if that's a real thing or not. I have not looked into him at all. So I have no idea. Just something that heard through the grapevine. So, I mean, if that's real, then I don't know where the communication was lost there.
I mean, or at least like just have an opening like script, like obviously if you go deep into it, you might lose. It's like, dude, you're 5 seconds onto the podium. Like, did you not think at all like what you're going to open with here?
I think he wanted to cover USC. I don't know. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah. So other question I had, you were, or I guess quick comment here, actually, let's get to this. Real take. I think the UCLA coach was trying to deadpan and it flopped. Interesting thought process there for sure. I don't know. Like maybe he was trying to go for something. You never know. But basically what I was trying to get to was rival of Michigan, a team that's really had a lot of trouble beating Michigan in the past, Penn State. Obviously, we heard James Franklin talk a little bit about, the new offense this year and, more confidence in Drew Aller and the offense coordinator and stuff like that. What kind of, I guess, general feel did you kind of get from, the rumblings about Penn State? And I mean, do you think this is finally the year that they can kind of get over the hump? And obviously, it's an expanded playoff, but is it their time to kind of, announce themselves a little bit or not?
I would think so. I mean, it's now or never for Franklin anyway. I feel like if he's not going to be able to show out and actually turn things around there, I don't see him possibly being there much longer. I mean, at some point, you're going to have to step up change something, do something more, to get past that. Because if you're going to continue to lose to your top rivals, I mean, how are you expecting to get into the playoffs?
Yeah, exactly. And then I guess just another kind of just media day question or Big Ten question, really, just in general for you. Now that obviously you not only were you at media days, but you've covered the Big Ten, fairly extensively. What's kind of like a couple predictions that you have for the season after being there, getting some more info, stuff like that on who do you think is going to be surprising teams this year? Who do you think might disappoint? Stuff like that.
I think if Minnesota can lock down that passing game and become a more balanced offense, I think they could make a big splash in the Big Ten this year. I would probably put them, maybe at 6. I could see a 6 for them in the Big Ten if they can pull it off. I think PJ Fleck has something going really well over there. So, and longest tenure with his athletic director, I think there's a big opportunity to be had for them. I don't think USC is going to be as impactful as others may think. That's just a personal feeling, I guess.
What about gotta ask, obviously Weezy and I go to school at Nebraska. I don't know if you saw some of the Matt Rule quotes, but he talked a lot about how he thinks that there's a confidence within the building and the team is kind of ready to make that step. What do you kind of take away from stuff like that? Do you think Nebraska can be an 8, maybe even 9 win team this year? And then how much of that do you think is squarely on the shoulders of the freshman quarterback Dylan Raiola?
There's definitely a lot on him. From listening to what Matt Rule has said, that he's a very well established kid, he very well groomed in the pocket, and Matt Rule is a very good coach. Coming from the NFL, being able to turn around Temple for that short period of time, Baylor as well. I think they're set up to do really well this year. I would say they're probably one of those, dark horse contenders when it comes to the Big Ten.
Yeah, I hope so. Defense is there. I feel like if offense can limit the turnovers, I think they should be set up pretty well. I don't know. Weez, you got any more questions, I guess, kind of media day related or Big Ten related there before we
I just got
Michael
one last
move
one.
On? Yeah, for sure.
Last one. Just which coach or not even maybe coach, player, you already hit on Paige, but which coach or player do you think truly maybe had the best showcasing today?
Dan Lanning, for
case?
sure. Dan Lanning. He was the most well-spoken, definitely prepared, and just he covered everything. He covered a little bit of his family, the team. He talked the most as well. We have recordings on our phone that we took, and when we went back to look at them, his was the longest out of everybody, which, I don't know if that was just, him trying to get out of being asked too many questions or anything like that. But he definitely was very energetic, upbeat, and I feel the best speaker that was out there today.
Sure. All right. Well, Michael, I guess before we let you go, and I know you got some other shows to do tonight, maybe prepare for a little bit. Any other, storylines or, kind of info you picked up at Big Ten Media Days that you kind of want to share before you get out of here?
No, I think we covered most of it. I will say that Kurt at IU is a very interesting character. I'm ready to see what IU can do with him.
Yeah.
Or what he can do with IU.
Interesting to see for sure. Their team that is always kind of a question mark, but it's definitely something to watch there in the Big Ten. Lots of great storylines, honestly, for the whole season coming up. So should be a fun year in the Big Ten, and great to have you out at Media Days. Great to have you here, kind of recapping with us. We really appreciate your time. But we can let you go here. We'll go to commercial here for a quick minute or so here, and then when we come back, Weezy and I will get into the rest of the episode. But Michael, thanks again for joining us.
Yep,
great to have you, and you're always welcome back.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
On the College Football Dawgs website, you'll find a main page that features some of our biggest and newest stories. Our conference pages for content related to your favorite team's conference. Our team store, where we have products that are available all year long, as well as gear available for a limited time only. Our podcast page, where you can see when one of the 12 plus College Football Dawgs podcasts is streaming live on social media. Our subscription page, where you can join our Discord. If you're interested in becoming a contributor at College Football Dawgs, email us at info@collegefootballdawgs.com. If you enjoy any College Football Dawgs content, we really do appreciate any donations you can make by visiting the donate page on our website or scanning the QR code here.
College Football Dawgs, for the fans.
Well, that's embarrassing. So I had to switch our audio because my computer is about to die. So not ideal situation there. So we had to switch cables, stuff like that during the commercial break. But we got to figure it out now. So my computer won't die, and I'll be here throughout. We're back. So back. Like we never left. All right. But yeah, another huge shout out to Michael Brown for coming on, talking Big Ten Media Days with us. Really appreciated it. We like to see you guys in the comments. Good to see you guys are out here. A lot of comments related to Michael's name, apparently. Unfortunately, we didn't really get to them because we were focused on what he had to say about Big Ten Media Days. But yeah, Michael Hunt. I don't know if he knows Michael Hunt. Let's see. Matt Rule is as sexy and mysterious in person as he is on TV. Speaking of Matt Rule, I thought he did a really great job at Media Days. He also went on the Pat McAfee show. I thought he did a really good job there as well. I mean, I kind of mentioned it when we were talking to Michael, but he very clearly emulated that he thinks Nebraska is ready to make that step. And it's great to see that confidence from the coach. It's great to see that he's saying that the team has that confidence. So I really liked what I saw from him. Weez, I don't know if you saw the clips, but if you did, what did you kind of think from
Yeah,
Matt
no,
Rule?
I liked it. I mean, Matt Rule's obviously a very good speaker. I loved what he said. Like, obviously, they were minus 17 in the turnover margins. And he said if they can get it to 7, he thinks that's right there an additional 3 or 4 wins. I think if you're Nebraska, you don't want to be Nebraska, if you know what I mean. Like, you can't be losing bullshit games by, like, 1 score. It's like this year, like, go win 8 games or else nobody's going to give a shit.
Yeah, they definitely have to do that. It's too late to kind of keep playing the, one day. And year 1 with Rule was already better than it has been with Temple and Baylor. So year 2, I think, should be a big jump as well. Let's take a look at some of the other comments that we had coming in here. We had even Cliff had a better first performance than that poor guy. I'm assuming this was referring, to Deshaun Foster, his brutal performance at UCLA. Kind of a little jab at Cliff there. Cliff, are you paid attention over there? You're kind of getting bullied in the comments again. Cliff, Earth to Cliff. All right, Cliff's out of it, I guess. I don't know what's going on.
Cliff's camera shy, I guess, even
though
though he's not on camera.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yo, Rock Hard Ball, Rating the Air podcast. How's it going? Good to see you. Hey, Cliff, now that you're locked back in, you're getting bullied there. They said that you had a better first performance than Deshaun Foster.
Oh, okay.
That's all you got to say?
Yep.
All right. No, we're not going to have Michael do that. Again, Michael I thought did a really good job summing up Big Ten Media Days and just kind of what he knows in general. So really nice to have him on. But yeah, we are not going to play that with him. Vandy Chris says orange and black background. I dig it. It isn't black and gold, but it is cool. It would be awesome if we could get a black and gold background, but unfortunately the university owns this, so we can't really change stuff. And also it's technically red.
Yeah,
but
the
camera kind of washes it out. Kind of weird. And then yes, Eric, the rear end of that commercial was quite the show. So unfortunately I had to get up and show you the rear end to get things figured out. And now I'm just really battling because I've just got a constant echo in my ear. That's why we didn't have it set up this way initially. I had it set up differently with the cables. So we're out here. We're trying to fight through it, but I got to really focus right now. But getting into the next part of the episode, other than Big Ten Media Days, again, I think we kind of hit that pretty hard. And obviously we done our Big Ten Media or just Big Ten conference previews already. So we won't spend too much more time there. But NFL training camp got started. One of the big storylines, as it seems to be every single training camp, is that Aaron Rodgers was off doing God knows what and missed mandatory minicamp. Now he's back for training camp, but this time he was in Egypt. So, Weez, I'll turn it over to you for your first. What do we think of Aaron Rodgers' constant, just extracurricular trips? And this time it happened to be Egypt.
Yeah, I mean, he's a drug guy. Are we going to like punish the guy for being a drug? I don't know what Egypt's #1 drug is over there. Clearly, that's probably what he was doing. Little pyramids, little drugs. I don't think it's a problem. You know, he's 40, going through a little phase. Go do that. He's back for, mandatory training camp. Who cares?
Yeah. Well, actually, he missed mandatory minicamp. Back for training camp.
That's what I meant.
Right. Unless I misheard you. I don't know. I'm so focused on just trying to, splice audio here. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird how he just is constantly gone, but he is very, very good. And we'll see, is that Achilles healed? Maybe does he blow out of the other one? We'll just have to kind of keep an eye on the Jets. They could be a dangerous team if he stays healthy, but again, it's kind of distracting for a team that's young, head coach that's not super experienced, not super respected yet, and it's just not always the greatest look. But I don't know. I mean, no harm, no foul, I guess. So we'll see. Mays asks if he should go underdog and Road to Glory.
I mean, if you never want to
that's a little bit too far. What did you say? Sorry.
I said if you never want to play, sure. Like you're not gonna see the field ever. But
yeah, no, I think 3 stars like acceptable because you can go in, you can do well in the practice and whatever, and then you can usually play by year 2 if you're not at a super like high tier school. But yeah, everybody I've seen play underdog, they just don't play for like maybe their senior year. Just doesn't seem fun. So probably doesn't go underdog. Thank you for that shout out on the shirt. Classic Good Life. Vineyard Vine shirt. Maybe we'll be back soon. Maybe next week sometime. We'll see it. Let's see. This guy, he said, Nolan Richardson says, I did crack in the pyramids with Aaron Rodgers. Would you like an exclusive? We love it. Love an exclusive. Ayahuasca, maybe some meth. Never really know what Aaron Rodgers is up to. Let's see here. He's constantly gone. Are you still talking about Sinner's dog? Maybe a little of this, a little of that. All right. I don't know. Let's see. All right. That's probably about it for the comments at the moment. But keep them coming. Love to see them. We'll discuss whatever you comment for the most part within reason, I think. So moving on here, other NFL training camp news. Vikings signed Christian Darrisaw to a 4-year extension worth $113 million. So a good lockup there for the Vikings for a big time piece on that team. I don't know what this is. Weezy picking up what he's laying down here or no?
I'm as lost as you, brother.
All right, sounds good. Let's see. What do we have next? Jag sign corner Tyson Campbell to a 4-year, $76.5 million extension. Here's probably the first headline that we can actually discuss a little bit. Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb is holding out of training camp. Obviously, it's been a precedent that's been set in the past by the Cowboys and Jerry Jones. He usually folds, usually pays them, but obviously a very big-time piece here. Once he does get paid, he'll probably be the highest-paid guy in the league. Weez, how do you kind of see this just playing out for the Cowboys and CeeDee Lamb?
Yeah, it's a waiting game. He'll probably be made the highest-paying receiver in the league. I mean, it's just at this point, just Jerry pay him the money. Like everybody knows you're going to just do it.
Yeah, that is really annoying with the Cowboys because every time it's like Ezekiel did it. I don't know did Dak ever technically hold out?
I don't think he ever held out officially,
but he was, highly pressuring them to pay him, and they eventually just did. So obviously in the past, it's worked out for the players. We'll see. Maybe Jerry nuts up once in a while. Probably not, but we'll keep an eye on it. Obviously, then I'd go, oh my gosh, again, one of the best wide receivers in the league, and important to be there, get things flowing, reps looking good. So yeah, worth noting. 49ers, another big talking point with guys holding out. Brandon Ayuk is not at training camp, kind of similar to what happened with Jordan Love. But the Packers and Jordan Love, I know, are on very good terms from all the reports. It's basically just, being safe, not getting hurt before the contract's done. Ayuk, though, we talked about it a lot all season. I don't know how, friendly that is that he's sitting out. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think they can bring him back. This whole offseason's been just like a drama show between those, like him and the entire team, and it's like bringing him back has got to be awkward to other players. Like it'll be a random Tuesday. He's posting film practice of a Commanders. It's like, how do you bring that guy? I would imagine he gets dealt before the season starts, but I mean, I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I kind of see where you're coming from there. It's hard to bring back a guy where all that nonsense has gone on all offseason long. But at the same time, he's a really good player. So how important is he to your team? It's kind of what I think it comes down to, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Debo's still there. Yeah, Christian McCaffrey. I guess we still don't really know how good Brock Purdy is, but he's good enough to win with weapons.
Yeah,
so
I mean, it's a big loss.
the team's
Again,
there.
the team's talented. Where like if you do lose him, though, I don't think it's like end all be all.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe they deal him. Another big piece, though, on the Niners that's sitting out is Trent Williams. He is holding out for a contract extension as well. Do you think that one is more or less concerning than Brandon Ayuk?
More concerning, I think. I think Trent Williams, you could say, is like the backbone of that offense. He's been there the longest, one of the key pieces. I think losing him would hurt a whole lot more than losing Ayuk is the best way I could put it.
I would still think that Ayuk's probably more likely to go, though, right?
100%, yeah. I think Ayuk wants out. Like,
yeah.
The way he's acting, I can't imagine he's doing all this.
A couple weeks ago, that was like he's apparently back in. So I don't know now.
Who knows? I don't know. I'm kind of over it just to see what happens.
Yeah. Let's see. Tony, good to see you in the chat.
Back, Tony.
He's saying the liberal media is not talking about Barron Trump being better at basketball than Bronny James. You never know. Barron Trump's pretty tall, but Trump himself said he tried getting him to play basketball, said he wouldn't play, said he's a good soccer player, though. So I don't know. But yeah, Tony, good to see you for sure. Cass says, welcome back to Tone. Yes, one of our biggest boners in Tony back in the chat. The current bonk leader, even though he hasn't been around for the last couple episodes. So who knows how big that lead could have gotten. Back to basics. Other news from training camps. Jets outside linebacker Hassan Reddick also holding out of training camp, looking for a new contract. Raiders wide receiver Michael Gallup retires. That was kind of weird. I kind of threw that on there because it's not that important, but doesn't it feel like Michael Gallup's just not that old?
No, I thought so, but like I still don't know how old he is, but I'd have to imagine he's at least like 35, right?
I mean, let's just look it up. It's pretty.
I feel like he's always just been known as like a good 3 for like ever.
28. He's 28.
Okay, wow.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like
scratch that from the tape. I never said that.
It feels like he's just been like young forever. Like he's always just been that young piece who's been like a really good number 3, and they were kind of always waiting for him to get that next level, and he's never did.
That's why I don't get the retiring though. Like he's still a good 3 in today's game.
Yeah. It's a weird situation. I don't know if there was like a reason behind it, but yeah, apparently he's done playing football. Dolphins signed Emmanuel Ogbah. Oh, here's another one that we were going to discuss a little bit. We have talked about it a little bit before. NFL and NFLPA have had discussions about an 18-game regular season. I know we talked about it a couple weeks back because Joe Burrow went on Pardon My Take, kind of was talking about maybe doing a double bye week within that 18-game season. So, Weez, are you still kind of on the train for 18 games, maybe a couple bye weeks? What's kind of your general thought process there?
Yeah, I think it's like almost like a guarantee it's going to happen. It's just a matter of like when will we finally like see this? But I think both sides agree to it. Like I think both players want that. They're okay with that extra game as long as there's 2 bye weeks. Again, and obviously everybody wants more football. So we get more football, everybody's happy. I think it happens. The year, I don't know, maybe 2 years down the road, this could be a thing.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think they should get rid of the preseason along with it, though. The preseason at this point has just gotten pointless.
Yeah, nobody plays.
No one plays. Yeah, exactly. I will mention, though, we are officially 1 week from football. In 1 week, the Hall of Fame game is being played between the Texans and the Bears. So, although we were just kind of hating on preseason, we are getting football back here soon. I know preseason's not exciting, but it's worth it to talk about it because it means that we're finally close.
Oh,
so,
dude,
that's
that
exciting.
Hall of Fame game. I mean, everybody watches it. It's like, thank God I don't have to watch another day of baseball right now.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I feel like everybody tunes in for the Hall of Fame game and then just does not watch a single minute of preseason football the rest of the time.
Yeah, you're like, God, I need football back. I need it. You know, you're gonna watch the practice squad guys go because it's better than watching 60 straight days of just baseball.
Yeah. I don't know if we've been begging Cass, but you know what? If Tone wants to throw something out, maybe. You never know. Nolan Richardson seems to have a lot of I missed it. He seems to have a lot of connections all over the place. He's getting us some great exclusives. Hit the DMs, let us know. We can get it going. Get an exclusive reporter on here. Our own Rappaport. Let's see here. Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford. Oh my gosh, Stafford. All right. And Browns wide receiver Amari Cooper had their contracts adjusted to prevent potential holdouts. So again, just holdout season is always hand in hand with training camp. So Rams and Browns just getting ahead of that, making sure that doesn't happen. A couple of funny storylines from training camp. Oh my gosh, dude, it's this echo because I'm hearing training as I'm trying to say camp, and I heard it comes out camp. All right, training camp. Chiefs are moving Kadarius Toney to running back. Pretty funny, I think. Chiefs fans rejoice. This guy doesn't have to catch the ball anymore now. Just put it into his belly.
You know how much that's got to hurt? Like, if you're a receiver, it's like you are so bad at your job. Like, we're gonna just have to give you the ball.
It's like a little bit of a compliment though, too. Like, hey, we still think you're a good athlete. Let's get the
everybody
ball in your
knows
hands.
that.
You're
It's
not good
like,
enough to catch a ball.
Yeah, it's like you're still a freak athlete. You're quick, you're elusive. Just you were so bad at bringing in a normal football. Like, we just can't be putting you out here every time. It's liability.
Oh, absolutely. Well, then also just think about like the pay too. Wide receivers are one of the highest paid position groups in the NFL now, and running backs are just constantly going down.
Yeah.
So Tony's going to miss out on some millions of dollars.
Okay, but what's Kadarius Toney going to make as a receiver anyways?
Well, fair enough, but
he's a receiver who can't catch the goddamn
it's
ball.
still tiered though. It's
I
not
guess
just top guy versus top guy,
You're
right?
I think you're right.
Bottom running back's going to still make less than a bottom wide receiver, I would think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. Okay. Tone, we're not seeing your FMK there, unfortunately. Eva says Kadarius Toney's gonna be a jet touch pass specialist. Could be interesting to see.
Do they trust him with the touch
25? That's a hell of a play. What'd you say, Weez? Sorry, I kind of missed it with the echo.
I said, can they trust him with the touch pass?
Oh, probably not. Yeah, I don't think he can haul that one in. It's probably outside his catch radius. Moving on. Joe Burrow thinks he's the real Slim Shady. Another training camp headline that it's news for some reason, but it is news, so we'll talk about it. He shaved his head, gone bleach blonde. Weez, what do we think about Burrow's new look?
Bold. I mean, not much else to say. He's already got a great head of hair.
Yeah. Interesting choice. Had some nice cheddar going on. Shaved it all off. I don't know. Maybe he's going through a midlife crisis. Never know.
He's like 25.
Nah. He's really. Everybody always talks about how old he is.
I think that's more of a joke, though. But yeah,
no,
it could be. I mean, it could be
quarter life crisis. Maybe throw that out there.
Joe Burrow's gonna live till he's 100.
Could. It's Joe Burrow.
It's a hot take. Put it down early.
High class athlete. LeBron's gonna live till he's 200.
He's gonna play until he's 70.
Yeah. Jamar Chase also shaved his head.
Social Security is gonna make LeBron retire.
Yeah, the social security checks will be bigger than an NBA contract. Never know. All right. Oh, wait, actually, back to LeBron. The pension plan, though, probably will go crazy, right? Do you think it's like how like real jobs work? The longer you play, the bigger it is.
Yeah, I don't think LeBron James gives a shit, though.
He might, dude. If he starts running through some cash.
I don't think it's possible for him to like run out of money. I don't think that's possible.
Oh, I bet if he really tried, he could.
I don't think so. Because even if he's low on cash, he'll just do like a really dog shit movie.
It's true. Yeah. Space Jam 3.
Delonte West, good.
Starring LeBron and Bronny. The alleged
and
son.
MJ.
and
Be
MJ.
dope. Yeah.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, that might actually be good. You never know.
Yeah. MJ
They
definitely could
get a-
need money soon.
If they get a completely different production crew and director from Space Jam 2, might be a decent movie.
Are you shitting on Space Jam 2?
Yeah, it's not a good movie.
It's an unreal film.
I have to assume you're kidding, but
I'm
never
only
know.
partially kidding.
Okay. It's a pretty bad movie, but teach their own, I guess. All right. Let's see. Video games. Madden 25 has released their gameplay deep dive. Weez, have you seen this?
I'm not.
Okay. Well, it looks better. I will say that. It looks a lot better than previous Maddens. I think they finally kind of kicked their asses in gear after realizing that like college football did really, really well just by putting, effort into the game. It looks a lot more like the college football gameplay than it does like previous Madden gameplay. So I think that's exciting. Should make for a better game. But yeah, that should be a good one. All right. Finally, NBA news. Then we're going to take another quick break. We'll come back with Rock Hard Takes and Kelly's Kinky Rankings. Tom Thibodeau and the Knicks agreed to a 3-year extension through the 27-28 season. Weez, what do we think about the extension for Thibodeau? Obviously, he's taken them a couple rounds in the playoff the past few years, but obviously has had some pretty bad stints elsewhere and isn't exactly a player's coach. I don't know. What do you think of the Knicks extended him?
I like the move. I would say he's still one of the better coaches. Obviously, some people don't like him. That's fine by me. What they should do, though, is they should make him, shave whatever hair he's got left on top of his head. That should be in the contract there.
Not a bad idea. At least maybe throw on a toupee, right?
Yeah, something. I don't know. There's just a few strands every game, and they're really, really wet for some reason. I don't like it. I don't like when they cut to them.
Yeah, not the best. Not the best. All right. But yeah, Thibodeau extension, I think it's a decent move. I mean, you can't deny the success that they've had the past few years, even if he's a little bit hard to like sometimes. And has had some, I mean, he hasn't, I guess, necessarily been bad in his other stints. It's just been like not good enough. But now I think he's been good enough.
Also like criticism. He gets criticism pretty much everywhere he goes, but that doesn't like demolish what he does as a coach still.
Yeah, for sure. All right, last thing we'll hit here before we get on to Rock Hard Takes Kelly's Kinky Rankings. Last time we forgot to mention, LeBron has actually been named the flag bearer for Team USA. It's the first time that a men's basketball player has ever been named the flag bearer. And when we say flag bearer, it's like for the whole country. It's LeBron and Coco Gauff, the tennis player. So shout out to her as well. But yeah, pretty cool. I mean, obviously we don't try to, deride LeBron too much, but very, very cool that he's the very first basketball player to ever be it. And I mean, getting psyched for the Olympics. USA, baby. Let's go out there and get it. They start tomorrow. Speaking of, we still need to have Shafe Bauer on the show. Obviously, we got a little bit too late here for a preview, but we can at least get him on here for maybe some midweek stuff. Give a little recap of what we've seen so far, what we can look forward to. I think that could still be really some good stuff. But yeah, the men's team sucks, says Vandy Chris. I don't think they're bad. I think they just need some tune-ups, right? I don't know, Weez, what do you think?
I mean, obviously the South Sudan game wasn't great, but I mean, it's still like the best 12 players on the planet. Like, I really think like it's gonna be a miracle if they lose the game.
Yeah, I think once the Olympics actually roll around, they lock in a little bit. They might have looked a little disappointing so far for the quote-unquote Avengers, but I think they'll get it in gear.
I mean,
I would not be surprised if the Olympics. Go ahead.
If it's like a close game though, and like we're getting like serious Derek White minutes, then we have a problem, and we have a big problem. That guy should never see the court if we're playing a team. Like if we're playing Canada, Derek White should be getting the boys waters, and that should be his sole job.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I think that's the difference between the exhibition games and the actual Olympics is that they're letting guys like Derek White like play. So once we roll into the Olympics, I think when it gets to some high stake games, they'll run like a true 7, 8, maybe 9-man rotation, and they'll go out there and they'll dominate. So let's see. That should be it, I think. Again, shout out to the Olympics. We'll look at getting Shafe Bauer on here so that we can get him going. No, we have not done the Olympics racks rankings yet. Not sure if we're going to get to that one yet. So we'll see. But that being said, let's go to another quick 1-minute commercial. When we come back, we'll get into today's edition of Rock Hard Takes and then Kelly's Kinky rankings.
On the College Football Dawgs website, you'll find a main page that features some of our biggest and newest stories. Our conference pages for content related to your favorite team's conference. Our team store, where we have products that are available all year long, as well as gear available for a limited time only. Our podcast page, where you can see when one of the 12 plus College Football Dawgs podcasts is streaming live on social media. Our subscription page, where you can join our Discord. If you're interested in becoming a contributor at College Football Dawgs, email us at info@collegefootballdawgs.com. If you enjoy any College Football Dawgs content, we really do appreciate any donations you can make by visiting the donate page on our website or scanning the QR code here.
College Football Dawgs, for the fans.
Bone up, folks. It's time for Rock Hard Takes.
All right, it is time for another edition of Rock Hard Takes. Today's Rock Hard Takes will be the top clutch moments in sports. Shout out to Eric Hansen. He is in the comments tonight, so good to see you in here. And we will be getting into your topic, the top clutch moments. Weez, I had first overall pick last time. I'll hand it over to you this time. What's the top clutch moment in sports history?
I'm going to take the helmet catch.
Helmet catch. All right, great first pick. Very high on my list as well. I think I actually had that number one. So 2 and 3, I'm going to go with Chris Jenkins, buzzer beater against North Carolina there in the championship game. And then for the 3, I'm going to go with Kirk Gibson's home run in the World Series. Every kid's dream that you think about playing baseball. Bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, and going yard in the World Series to win the game. Can't beat it.
Yeah, no, I had it on there. So I get 3-4, or technically 4-5. I'm going to go Jake Taylor sack bunt for the Cleveland Indians to finally win the pennant. Unbelievable play. Willie Mays Hay, steals third, goes home. And then coming back, I'm going to go with Harry Potter stealing that golden snitch in his debut game.
All right, big time. I would say that Harry Potter probably was a steal there. Getting that snitch was a big one for sure.
I mean, he had nerves pregame too, and to go out there, he kind of choked on it, so it was kind of, a little Mickey Mouse, but he still made the play.
Yeah, kind of just a loser move by him, right? No, I'm just kidding. Sick play, lives on in infamy. All right, moving on. I got 2 in a row here. I'm going to go with the TJ Oshie Olympic shootout in 2014. Clutch performance there, goal after goal to get USA the win. And then another one I'll go with is Ray Allen 3-pointer, game 6 of the final. Rebound Bosch, back out to Allen, his 3-pointer, bang. So, yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah, good ones. I will go Julian Edelman circus catch in the famous 28-3 comeback. And then I'll go Dave Roberts steal in game 4 of the ALDS.
Okay. And then I've got 1 pick, I think, to round things out.
I think so. Yeah.
Let's go Bobby Boucher showing up at halftime of the Bourbon Bowl and leading the Mud Dogs to the championship. I think that's a big one as well.
It's a solid round out. Yep.
All right. Let's throw some honorable mentions out there.
Okay.
I got Minneapolis Miracle up there. I think it's worth considering. Jordan shot against the Cavs. Kawhi shot against the Sixers. Malcolm Butler interception versus the Seahawks. And then Kelly Strung, her vault land, sticking it at the 96 Olympics with like a broken ankle.
Okay.
Yeah, any honorable mentions, Weez?
Yeah, I had Boise State's hook and lateral. I mean, obviously a very famous play. I had Baker Mayfield's drive with like his 1 week with the Rams. That was pretty heroic stuff on Thursday Night Football. And then I had LeBron James's buzzer beater dunk in Space Jam 2. Speaking of Space Jam 2 from earlier.
Which one's bigger, the LeBron or the Jordan dunk?
People are going to say Jordan. I'm going to lean towards Bron.
Okay. Any like particular reason?
Yeah, I mean, Braun would have got locked in that video game forever. He would never saw his family again. That would have been awful for all of us. So,
Well, wasn't like Earth going to end if MJ lost?
that's fake.
What about it's fake?
It's propaganda, man. It's propaganda to bring him up.
Are real, but that part's not.
Yes, 100%.
All right, fair enough. All right, got some honorable mentions here in the comments. We got 1980 Lake Placid, Brett Saberhagen winning the World Series while his wife was in labor, and Mary Lou in perfect 10. Let's see here. The Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary. Oh my gosh, Hail Mary against Detroit after the egregious face mask. Wheeze, how we feeling about that one?
No, throw up. Awful, awful suggestion.
I think it's pretty good. Cass, nice to see the unbiasedness here, though. Elway going 99 yards on the Packers is a brutal one for us Packers fans, but very clutch moment. That one's talked about quite a bit, I think. And yeah, I think a lot of the other ones are not very real, so we'll probably skip some of those. But yeah, we'll let those go. That being said, though, that's going to do it for today's Rock Hard Takes. And what that means is next things up is we have Kelly's Kinky Rankings.
In a world of politics, war, bad beats, and watching your favorite sports teams come up short, sometimes you just need to hear a guy rank random shit. Enter your hero, Colin Kelly, here today for another edition of Kelly's Kinky Rankings.
All right. So for today, we're going to be doing people that I would beat in a fight. So start off the bat, we're going to go with Monte Ellis. This guy, oh my God. He's like what? Like 6 foot? He's a 6 point guard. He was good on Golden State, a bit bummy on the Pacers. I mean, I'm personally 6'5", so easily take down, arms, get him a little headlock, just start swamming, just get him down. Number 4, I'm gonna be doing Chris Coughlin. No one's gonna know Chris Coughlin except Marlins fans and Cubs fans. This guy, horrible outfielder, horrible. He bat like probably 220, maybe 210 his entire career. Good glove, but just a contact princess. I think personally, I could also put him in a little headlock too, because he's probably 5'8" also. Not gonna be much of a fight. Kick him in the face, get him on the ground, grab the bat, take him down. And number 3 is gonna be a bit of a shocker for you guys. We're gonna go with Brian Dawkins. This guy, oh my God, what an absolute beast! Oh, so
you think you beat Brian Dawkins in the fight?
Imagine this. So Brian Dawkins, I'm saying probably 5'9", 230, 215 maybe.
Is this like scientifically backed, or you just talking?
I'm thinking numbers off muscle size and mass. He's a big guy, big body, but people say the low man wins. I think that's bullshit. I'm simply going to push him down if he were to run up on me. So give me in a fight one-on-one with Brian Dawkins.
Kelly, your femurs would snap in half.
What are you saying?
I'm saying your femurs would snap in half. He would kill you in a matter of minutes.
I'm with Vegas here. This is a bad pick.
Your legs will look like Joe Swanson afterwards, man.
No,
what are we talking about here?
All right. What are we even look at this photo? Look at this photo. You're telling me this is scary.
That's maybe the most terrifying picture I've ever seen.
Okay, fine. Yeah, fine.
It's a man not scared of brain injuries, man. He's leading with the crown of the helmet on purpose.
Yeah, but I'm saying okay, what if I got a helmet too? Then I'd say I'd win 8 out of 10 times.
Broken legs.
Andy Chris has a great point here. Dude's arms are bigger than your legs.
All right, that's true. But that doesn't even matter because besides the fact I'm taller.
I don't know if that means everything, but sure.
Reach. I have longer.
All right, next take. So. That was all
right.
What a miss.
I thought that was pretty good.
That was your worst pick in all of this segment's history.
Okay. Number 2 is going to be the Snake, KD. He's oh my God, this opponent is so equal to me. I mean, he's 7 foot, 6'11", 7 foot. He's like 6 or 7 inches taller than me. He's a big dude, but we weigh the same. So also his legs will break. Like I might have like little baby legs compared to this guy, but he is a toothpick. And he doesn't have ankles or brains. So basketball or not, I could probably take this guy down with a couple leg kicks, MMA style.
So just to clarify here, your exact argument for beating Brian Dawkins is like the inverse for when you have to fight KD.
Yeah.
All right.
So Brian Dawkins is little, so therefore I have to act big. But for KD, I just have to go low man. So I'm doing what Brian Dawkins would do for me. But since I'm smarter than him because he has all that CTE in his head, I'm able to go low. He's not able to think like that. So
yeah, Casper has a good point here. Going back-to-back picks of dead opposite logic. It's true, Colin. I don't really know where your brain's at here. But
these are people that I think personally I would win in a fight. I would beat them.
So you think you have the mental upper hand in a couple of these?
I think due to Brian Dawkins having horrible chronic CTE, I mean, he went to the Broncos.
Dude, that makes him scarier.
The Broncos. Yeah. So
CTE makes him scary. That's what we just said.
I think his head's pretty fried. So
yeah, he doesn't give a fuck. All he's gonna want to do is kill you.
No. If you give a dog a bone, he'll run away. You know, he doesn't know better.
If you give a dog a bone, it's gonna want the bone. What the hell are we talking about?
You distract him. Yeah, so I'd simply distract him and he'd be fine. I'm not too worried. KD though, he's a fucking cupcake. My way of beating him would be talk poorly about his mother.
Okay.
I'm a mama's boy.
All right.
I'm a mama's boy.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
All right. That was important. All right, number 1 is going to be Glenn Baby Davis. This guy's an absolute tubber. Oh my God, this guy is so fat. His kryptonite is anything but a burger. So, I mean, I walk around circles. This guy would simply pass out.
But what if he's not moving?
He
you gotta like lead him away. You gotta lead him on like a snaking path or something.
If I walk around in circles, he could stand still and just freeze.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'd assume he's probably having like a stroke because he has too much in him at the moment. But I think I could work him where he gets like so few energy, and I could just be active to the point where the guy just passes out.
So what's your response to the allegations that KD and Glenn Davis would use it as a basketball and dunk you and it's over?
Kevin Durant.
These are the top 2 guys you said he could beat. So
he could dunk. Okay, well, combat wise, these guys, I got them in the bag. Basketball, that's not my sport.
Okay.
So catch me anywhere else but a basketball court, maybe. Glenn Davis, all he can do is post up on me, meet me in the perimeter. Guy's garbage. So
Kelly, I think you went 0 for 5.
Combat, I beat the tubby guy, so I'm not really too worried about it. So I'm gonna end the crown being the number 1 guy. Beat up is the big tubby baby Glenn Davis. So it's gonna crown that.
All right, Kelly, probably your worst effort, yes, yet. But you know what? You still made an effort. We appreciate it. Honestly, kind of nice to see you do so bad once.
I thought they were pretty good.
I felt kind of bad, like that you were doing kind of well the first couple times because everybody was kind of hating on you, and you know it's understandable. They want to hate on the producer, but you were doing well and kind of stifling it. But that one was not a great performance, Kelly. I'm not gonna lie. Weez, what's your overall thoughts on the performance there by Colin, Clyde, Clem, whatever you want to call him?
Kobe just said it best. Cletus, that was absolutely awful list.
Cletus,
yeah, right.
New one.
He could have said
Colin's gonna come back better and stronger, hopefully.
He could have said like Muggsy Bogues. He could have said, well, actually, I'm not going to say that one because that's a little fucked up. But you know what I mean? Like he could have said
Muggsy
Ichiro
Bogues is a little kid.
Suzuki, but no, he
Muggsy
named
Bogues is a
Brian
little kid.
Dawkins. It's going to leave a
Brian
sour
Dawkins.
taste
No,
in my
as
mouth.
soon as Brian Dawkins came out, I knew it was going off the rails.
Yeah.
I could beat him in a fight.
The only one that
don't
I
think
maybe KD, like, but KD has the reach too.
Yeah, but so do I.
And how
People
bad
don't
your top
understand.
3 was is actually like you can also forget how
it
bad
makes
Monte
sense.
Ellis was. Like Monte Ellis would beat the fuck out of you too.
We wouldn't. Dude, that makes no sense. I'm double that guy in anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, might have been an 0 for 5er. We can maybe give you like a pity pick with KD.
What about Chris Coughlin?
I
way more than
I
that guy.
mean, maybe. I don't
He's
know.
like he's
Just
like 32
the
now.
overall just badness of it is kind of like just messing with my mind.
Yeah, okay, Tony. Like to see you do better, buddy.
All right. Things are getting aggressive now. Cass says Damar Hamlin is snubbed. Kelly didn't even pick a dead guy. Gosh. Kobe said this gets a big doom. So, you know, maybe that's how we'll start rating your rankings. We'll rate it on the boom or doom meter.
Oh, I like that.
And we'll have the whole chat get in there. We'll do a little vote after each Kelly's Kinky rankings, letting you know how you did. But yeah, that being said, I think that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Thank you again to Michael Brown for joining us talking Big Ten Media Days. Obviously, we talked NFL training camp, a lot about Big Ten stuff. And then obviously we wrapped up there with the Rock Hard Takes and Kelly's Kinky Rankings. So if anybody wants to go back, if you weren't here at the beginning, check out some of that stuff. Feel free to go do so. But yeah, that's going to do it for tonight. We will see you all probably next Tuesday. I don't think we're going to be able to do Monday. I'm going to be traveling Monday, but hopefully Tuesday we can get together, get another live episode out for all of you. And that should be good enough for episode 16. But for tonight, this is going to be it for Rock Hard Ball, part of the Dogs Media Network here at Football Dawgs. For Karter, Weezy, and Clyde, we will see you guys next time.
Good night, Cletus.